cool. Blow it up. Just like have everyone go.
It was cool.
Frank was in the writer's room, in and out, but in the writer's room at least once a week in season 2. And then towards the end of the room, he was like, yeah, just blow it up, it'll be great for next year. And then he leaves and goes to Calgary to shoot his other show and doesn't come back.
Yeah.
You have to pick up the pieces.
Oh, you guys would probably want me to make that other show. Pretty good show.
Chernobyl 2.
Yeah.
Chernobyl 2. Go boom again.
Chernobyl Earth.
You also consider Chernobyl Earth. Okay, you have, this is a slightly conventional question. You have one of those things where you can, for a day, be another character. Who do you pick? Why?
Sue.
Oh, Sue. Talk about
Why? Yeah. She gets the best laughs. Caitlin. Sorry, David.
What?
David, I want to give you a look real.
It's funny. The sound is so bad on the stage, I can barely. I hear so much echo.
David, what other character do you want to be? Yeah.
Carol.
Oh.
They're all
She's got some great looks.
She does. Yeah. That's a good one.
I would want to be David because I feel like as a person, am more like David the character than I'll be pleased with that.
Are you okay?
Me? Phil, art department Phil.
Art department Phil. There is a bit of a rise of Phil.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stick to Dana because everybody else is nuts.
I would try to be Brad for a minute. Little Swapsy.
See? Evil.
Evil.
Kind of an evil person. I think we're probably at a point where we might want to throw things to our friends here in the crowd and get some Q&A going.
Nice.
The question is to the cast. For your characters that you play, do you see any similarities to your own personal life? Like, you really relate to that character because you guys really act the characters really well. So it's like, I don't see, like, it looks like you're this person for real. So do you guys see any connection to your characters in real life?
No.
Total transformation.
What do you guys think?
I'm glad that you also get those one syllables. It's not just me, right? All of us.
One thing that is really cool is that these guys, I think, bounce off of what we personally bring. Or you think we're not very good actors and we can only, look, I can do things other than be a Filipino Australian geek, okay? But yeah, I guess that's the similarity.
Yeah, I see there's parts of us that are incorporated into these characters, and parts of us that are new. I didn't know anything about monetization. Got to meet with someone who knows a lot about monetization, so that was fun. I hope I'm not as evil as Brad. But then, there's also parts of me that are part of Brad too.
I looked down and I looked up and Batman's here. That was.
Yeah, a little distracting.
Hi, Batman.
Should we just find out what Batman wants?
Save us.
That would be a good idea, right? Batman,
Are we safe?
are we okay?
Are you okay with Batman?
So I actually work at a game studio, and Mythic Quest is the closest thing that I found to show what it's actually like to work at a game studio.
I'm so sorry.
And you watch it anyway. So you work all day, go home, watch a show about what you do. Come on.
So I know Ashley does a lot of great work in the video game space, but do you guys have a consultant or do you interview game developers to make the show a little more accurate?
Yes, all of the above. Our producing partner is Ubisoft, and we work very closely with them to make sure we're getting it as accurate as possible. And then certainly in seasons one, and actually also in season 2, we brought in a lot of people from various departments. Somebody from monetization would come in, or another producer, and we just grill them with questions. And sadly, a lot of this is pretty accurate.
Now, we didn't know that Sue's character was going to be quite so accurate to the community manager. We were like, this is a really broad, sad character, and then all the community managers were like, that's it.
You guys are the good ones. Don't you worry. Next question.
Hi, I'm a huge fan of Sunny. Love the podcast. And Megan, you're great on the ones and twos. I was just curious, what made you want to do Mythic Quest? Because it's so different from Sunny, if there was an inspiration for that.
I think it was because it was so different from Sunny. We wanted to do something that was just stretching. You can see a lot of the foundation and the comedy is still there, but we wanted to just find something that was just a little bit more dramatic, a little bit more, and even these people, albeit difficult, I think as compared to the characters in Sunny who are cartoon characters and sociopaths, and that's kind of part of the fun. We wanted to present real human beings who are going through the trials and tribulations of a workplace environment, navigating those kinds of personalities in an accurate way.
Great, thank you. Next question.
Hello. Well, based on the smattering of applause that came when Sunny in Philadelphia was mentioned, I think this is what my question is. We have two amazing cult comedies represented on stage. Between Community and Always Sunny in Philadelphia, these are two shows that just had this magic, cult following and great creativity. And I see it happening on the show. And my daughter, my wife and I can watch this show all the time, and we love it. And we love each character. Do you see that magic happening? And how excited are you that magic is happening on stage?
It's something just working with friends, I think, and then, we have Megan, we brought in Danny, and they have a chemistry there. I think always finding that chemistry is important, and people that share the same tone and they want to make the same kind of show. And so I think if you have a shorthand when we're on set and we're like, oh, say that again, but actually let me say this, and then you say that. And I think those little things are cumulative and they add up, and ultimately they make something that everyone's really enjoying making. And that shorthand is hard to find.
Yeah, I think, none of us ever set out to make like a niche cult thing. Obviously you'd love it if it just like hit super big. But
I'd love more people to watch.
we'd love that.
I thought it was Sunny to be on NBC. Thursday night, CBS or something. And the networks are like, what? You can't put this on TV.
But I will say that in the second season there was a really great moment when we made the quarantine episode, and we started getting that thing where people were reaching out or seeing us and saying, that was really important to me, and it really I connected with that night. It made me go see my friends or check in on people, and when you touch people like that, that's really, really fantastic, and sometimes you can't have both, so I like what we're doing, yeah.
I can tell you there was a moment on Sunny, because we made that show in the beginning before there was social media, so we didn't know interaction with fans. We didn't have live events or anything, and we came to Comic-Con very early in the run, maybe season 4, and we had no idea whether people were going to show up. And we were in this hall, and about 4,000 people showed up, and that kind of demonstrated to us that we were onto something, and I think it feels like that moment is happening right now for Mythic Quest.
Great answer. So you can give them is my point. Yeah. Next question.
Hello. First off, my two boys want to thank you for the slight appreciation I have in video games. In fact, I actually have to pivot my question because Megan, you nailed that Zoom one that I was going to ask. But here I have a new one. As a female who also works in tech and corporate, I love the way you guys engage in your antics, I guess, in the corporate world. One of my other favorite episodes is the HR episode where you guys took the personality test. And you all got an animal, which was just hilarious. I wanted to ask you, the animal that you were given as a character, which one of you, or do you guys
I'm whatever the fussiest animal is, I think. I like to think of myself as wolf-like with some butterfly tendencies. I identify as that, but I'm probably truly a butterfly.
Butterwolf. It's a beautiful thing. Yes.
Hello. How were you able to set up the Rube Goldberg machine during the quarantine episode?
Yeah, how were we able to? We had a expert, was that SFX expert?
Yeah.
Jonathan Comrick, who built all those individual pieces for us and then gave them to each actor a separate piece to their houses. And Jesse Ennis cleaned about 100 ping pong balls.
We're talking about the height of the pandemic.
Yeah,
There were hundreds of ping pong balls being delivered to my house with some dust, and I panicked. So I sat outside with a bunch of my wives, and I watched every single one, and then we dumped them all on my head, and I was fine.
Really, so every person got their separate section, and then it was a process of filming them all to have the ball, you know, just enter the frame at just the right space and exit the frame at just the right space so that it would line up in post. Craig Mason also had so much fun setting up his particular section.
We should show
The
that.
only one that complained through the entire we're making a show from home. Everybody was home. No one leaves their house.
Yeah.
All Craig does is complain about how this Rube Goldberg machine didn't work.
It didn't work.
We have a super cut of, he needed to balance this roll of toilet paper that was supposed to fall down at a particular moment, and we have this super cut of it falling just like at every moment that it's like not supposed to. And we're like, this man has several Emmys and a Golden Globe. Oh, Craig, no, it fell too early. Do it again.
I'm getting angry about it again. Thinking about it. It was an incredible thing, though, that you guys wrote and put together, and everybody worked together, honestly, so beautifully. I mean, when I saw it all, I was astonished because, yeah, so much of my experience was just like chatting with, you two, and then struggling with a roll of toilet paper the way I never thought I would. And then it was just beautiful. I mean, it was just a beautiful experience to see it unfold. And I think it's still the best. I think it's the best quarantine episode because there were a lot of them. I think that one was traumatizing for me. Yes, sir.